We all need different mechanisms for our survival. When we call ourselves a species, it is imperative to think of its continuation and well-being. Each species aims at creating several more of their types. I wouldn't call it a competition exactly, but let us say it's a way of life. What do we call this process where one individual gives rise to another of its own kind? Reproduction, that's right.
The word clearly implies that we are doing nothing but reproducing our own kind. For our convenience, we will categorize the reproduction process as basic level reproduction and higher level reproduction. Let's take an example here to understand the first one better. How would you know two pens are exactly the same? It's quite obvious, their body design would be the same.
The length of the pen, its appearance, the size and the color of the body would be the same. Similarly, organisms too can reproduce in this manner. Let us call this a very basic level of reproduction. This is a cell on your screen. Look closely inside the cell and you may see an entangled mass of threads. Do you know what they are called? I'm sure you studied them in the structure of a cell lesson. Fair enough. We call these the chromosomes. And where exactly have they lodged themselves into? That's right, the nucleus of the cell. These chromosomes are the most important part of the cell. They are made up of the DNAs. Wait, what do we mean by the DNA? The DNA is nothing but the deoxyribonucleic acid. These are strands made up of a certain chemical molecules that contain genetic information. In basic level reproduction, each cell will make exactly another copy of these chromosomes. Once they're copied, the cell will split into two and two similar cells will be formed. This is called as the basic level of reproduction or asexual reproduction.
If this is the basic level of reproduction, what would we then call the higher level of reproduction? In this type, we have one chromosome coming from each parent. That means for organisms like us, one chromosome is obtained from mom while one from dad. That is how we get the set of two chromosomes in us. The sperm contains half the total number of chromosomes and so does the egg cell. After fertilization, the chromosomes pair up to give the complete set that each individual has. Thus, the characteristics of the newly born offspring are different and a mixture of both the parents. This seems more complex than just producing a duplicate. We then say the child has some specific genetic traits. Genetic? Must have come across this word quite often, right? You've got your genes from your father? Or your straight hair is a trait you inherited with the help of your mother's genes? Genes are chemical units that are made from the DNA molecules. These act as the constitution of the body, giving certain specific orders for the formation of various organs of the body.
So, if your skin is fair, dark or wheatish, would be determined by the genes you inherit from your parent. Similarly, you must have observed your sibling might be comparatively taller than you. This could be a result of inheritance of the shorter genes from your mother, while your sibling may have inherited the genes of being tall from your father. Well, it is you who decides how you feel about it, though you can do nothing about it. This kind of reproduction involves two different individuals. The chromosomes do not just duplicate, instead they combine and form altogether a new offspring. This offspring has the characteristics of both the parents. We call this the higher level mode of reproduction or sexual reproduction. We will learn more about the idea of reproduction in detail in our coming videos.